So today we are going to discuss about my thoughts related to ServiceNow generative AI and how it is going to shape uh, the immediate future workplace automation. So recently, I was watching a presentation where the CEO of NVIDIA he came on stage with on ServiceNow's event, and then there was a big discussion around the work and the innovations that are happening. In fact, AI is not quite new in ServiceNow. There has always been a kind of AI related automations going on, but after the advent of the OpenAI revolution back in November, I believe. Since then, all the companies are coming up with their own AI solution, and I mean, sooner or later, ServiceNow was also going to introduce it as much as possible. There has been a series of new AI tools for everything pretty much. So I was kind of anticipating that ServiceNow would bring something in that would help us doing. I mean, it would make our lives better as ServiceNow developer architect kind of point of view I'm talking about. And from the customer point of view also as a ServiceNow consumer. Quite a bit of online resources are now available. I'm looking at this media release that ServiceNow is now doing they have just released. I'm yet to try it out on my developer instance. So for the self-service, the AI is going to make some new revolutions around the direct responses that people can expect. I mean, earlier as we as a virtual agents, I mean, we used to like map what would each questions to response, but I guess it would be more kind of like AI driven responses that the users can expect. Then query the knowledge base. So users will no longer be limited to the information that is inside the ServiceNow instance. That goes without saying, with having the partnership with NVIDIA and all, like ServiceNow is going to access the entire internet, and the knowledge base's reach is beyond the ServiceNow's own instance for that particular customer. In fact, ServiceNow can now leverage the OpenAI API. I mean, in fact, all the tools which have recently come out, be it like I don't want to take the names, but all the popular content writing and research kind of AIs that are out in the market, they're all leveraging the OpenAI API, the chat GPT. Then they talk about the conversational design. I'm yet to try, so I don't have a solid opinion about it. In fact, I'll make a follow-up video as well once I go ahead and try this. So not only from the ServiceNow point of view. I mean, so I'm looking at my notes here, that in a world where IT teams, and to be honest, like as a ServiceNow developer, or from an IT developer point of view, when I say after the implementation, of course, the majority of the time we spend by creating catalog, add this, add that, change this in the workflow, add a new variable. So these kind of activities are kind of more than 50%. If I'm like, it could be much more than that, but let's take at least 50% of the work is being done, at least in terms of the support and enhancement engagements that we do in ServiceNow. So going forward, there would be a kind of disruption that I feel, that the requester themselves, when I mean, traditionally what happens is the requester needs to fill up a form, what kind of variables that they need, whether it's drop down, string, what kind of special instructions in the information that they would like the user to fill out. So going forward, there would be some sort of change. And I would show, I was seeing a video where this is again a video from ServiceNow, where
here because I'm a developer.
The developer here
is going to basically
talking about
the sophisticated piece of code that it just quality code response.
Validate email using a regular expression, and then
here,
automatically the system is able to write quite a sophisticated code. So this is kind of eye-opening stuff for me.
And I'm going to give you another example.
I mean, earlier was it not available as well? It was available, of course. I mean, but we as a developer, you used to spend some time because nobody remembers like the entire list of the regular expression that we'll have to add and all the codes. So everyone reaches out to Google, and more than Google, to the Stack Overflow to find solutions of these quick code snippets, right? So that we don't have to do anymore. But would it be like a total disruption? I don't think so, because you still have to think like what aspect in ServiceNow is going to fit for a particular use case that the user is requesting. So going to that next level, there is in the same video, there is a presentation that the end user is giving instruction, and ServiceNow is able to create a catalog. I believe this one. I'll drop a link of this video directly so that you all can have a look. I think most of us have already seen, over 4,500 people have seen this, so we all know like which direction we are going. So ServiceNow is becoming very powerful, I would say. I mean, it's happy days for the customers who are using it currently, and the developers, whether the new progress in the generative AI, is it going to take away ServiceNow jobs? I don't think so, but it would make the lives of the ServiceNow administrators and developers to leverage AI to create code in a more efficient way. They can write code in a faster way, rather than, I mean, the amount of time that we spend on Google and Stack Overflow, that would reduce that. But we still have to do the consulting part. We still have to advise customers what is good, what is bad, why should you do that. Once we decide to do something, of course the generative AI could help both customers and we as a service providers as well. So yeah, so that's the news that I saw the other day, and I've been thinking of sharing my thoughts around it. I hope you also have similar thoughts in your mind. So I'm just looking into my notes if there is something that I would like to touch again. Yeah, pretty much everything covered. Another thing is the chatbot. The chatbot would become very powerful. Of course, the existing solution inside ServiceNow that we have, it is already powerful, but now as it is leveraging the OpenAI's network, OpenAI's API, the search and the quality of the result would become much more much more quality in terms of the responses that we will be getting out of the bots. Earlier, the response would only be restricted of what we configure inside the system, but now the opportunities are kind of limitless. So with that note, I would end today's session, where I have been sharing my thought around the new generative AI related developments in ServiceNow. I would like to know what you think and how the immediate future is going to be, both in terms of the ServiceNow consumer and this ServiceNow services provider. Looking forward to it.